Hello everyone, Hans from CuniDev. In this video, we are going to talk about a fundamental concept in Unity that helps keep your game project organized and efficient, which is prefabs and their powerful companion prefab variants. So let's dive right in. In Unity 6, a prefab is essentially a reusable game object. Think of it like a blueprint. You design a game object once, add a components, a sprite, a child object, or a script, and then save it as a prefab. Once you've done that, you can place as many instances of that prefab into your scenes as you want. And the best part of it, if you update the original prefab, all the instances automatically updated, unless you have overridden something specifically. So, in this example, I'm going to show you how to make a prefab in Unity 6. So left click on this hierarchy tab, create 2D object, sprites and square. Okay, let's rename it slime. Okay, now let's add a sprite here so that it looks kind of cool. Okay, now in the assets projects here, down here, let's create a new folder and rename it to be Prefabs. Okay, and now let's grab this game object and drag and drop it into this prefab folder here, and you see the game object change the icons and change the color into the blue here. This indicates that this game object already becomes a prefab. Okay, now if you want to add multiple game object similar to this game object, you can just drag and drop here and just put it anywhere you want, or you can click here and Ctrl D to duplicate it and then drag here. Yeah, okay, let's make it. Okay, as I explained previously, when you done something, if you want to change maybe the scale of this prefab, let's put it 1.5 and 1.5. Okay, you see this specific prefab is larger than the others. Now you see the game object here have a different scale, 1.5 and 1.5. And you see here, drop down here, there's a override button here. Click on it, and if you press apply all, you will see something happens. You see all of your game object size go to the scale of 1.5. So this is the functionality of a prefabs. So imagine if you want to create a lot of game object and you don't want to tweak it one by one, you can use prefab to make it once, and you can duplicate it and change anything that you wish, and every instances of the game object will follow the original prefab here. Okay, you understand now? Okay, now let's talk about prefab variants. So what if I want to make a different game object or different prefab from this slimer? So we can left click on this prefab and create prefab variants, and you can rename it slime variant, or we can make slime red, for example. Okay, now if you want to have a similar kind of game object with the base original prefab, but you want to change a slightly different kinds of, like for example, you want to change the sprite here to this one slime, and you drag it here, and boom, you have a new prefab variants from but also inherit the characteristic of the original prefab. So for example, in the slime here, let's add a box rigid body 2D here, and let's override And now you will see in your slime red, also there is a rigid body components because it is the variant of this original slime here. So whatever you do on this original prefab, so let's add another box collider 2D here and overrides and apply all. Your slime red will also got a new component, which is the box collider 2D. But here's an important tips that you have to remember. If you change the value of anything in the slime variant here, for example, let's scale it back to 1 and 1, and you click override here, it will only apply to this slime red variant. And then if on the original one you want to change it to the scale to 2, you make it bigger and then you override it, it will only apply to all the original copy of this prefab, and your slimer variant will already override the scale here, so it will not override from this slimer the original prefab. Remember, it only happens to the value propositions, like for example the scale, the rotation, the value of the mass. So remember that it only applies to a value in these components. So let's to recap. A prefab is a reusable game object template. A prefab variant is a version of that template with specific customizations, but still linked to the base original prefab. Use them wisely and you will save tons of time, avoid duplicate works, and keep your game's architecture rock solid. So if you found this helpful, don't forget to like and subscribe for more Unity tips. I think that's all for you today. Thanks for watching. See you next time.